fucking room, you know, off the
operating table.
Yeah, the operating table. Literally, I was off the operating table out here, and I was
had the gown and
even
everything.
trying. There's a photo. Okay. Shout out to us.
Period.
That's the episode.
Shout out to us.
To us. Well, someone just said shout out. So shout out to us.
Shout out.
We're back. I'm Paulina.
Oh, we are.
Oh, that's it?
We're
Okay.
really
All right, cool.
Oh, hello? I didn't get the
We didn't get the clap.
the clap. Thank God nobody
Yeah,
here
I
got the
just
clap.
went in like raw.
And she went in raw with no clap. Okay.
No clap.
Got experience.
Good job. Don't take that advice. Don't go in raw
Ever.
and think you're not going to get the clap.
Correct.
Period. But I'm Tati.
Yes, that's Tati.
Hello.
Producer Marco's here.
Hello.
And we are never too shy.
Never too shy.
We are chatting it up for this episode. We appreciate all of your guys' feedback for the other ones. We hope you're liking this season, this little rebrand, if you will.
It was a great transition from episode 1 to episode 2. I feel like episode 1 was us like, oh my God, we're doing this again. We're all over. Like, we're excited. And then episode 2, I feel like we really honed in on like the topic we really wanted to. And it felt really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed episode 1 and episode 2.
Yes, I agree with that. We were all over the place, but it was like fun. Sometimes off the rails is just fun.
Yeah. If
Just
you
go
guys
with
would
it.
see the stuff that happens behind the scenes, we're nuts.
Yeah,
It's
I
great,
totally-
but we're nuts.
We're actually insane, but it's like a
Totally.
fun insane. So we're gonna start with get it off your chest, or
Yeah, say it with your chest.
Get it off your chest. You know, say it with your chest. All the chests. I'm gonna go first.
All the chests.
I know all the chests. I'm gonna go first on this one. I don't.
Ooh. Ooh.
Why are we using close friends stories? What the fuck am I gonna see on there that you cannot show the world? I'm so sick of close friends. Like, what
Calling
is
out
this?
someone in this room real
Yo,
quick.
I feel like her saying with your chest thing, Vince, just hit me in my chest.
It did, right?
Okay.
You said you love close friends. I wasn't even on your close friends.
Yeah.
I'm really
I'm so
upset.
sorry.
I see you every
But
week.
besides the point of me being upset, because I
Sorry.
actually hate close friends, what do people post? I don't have close friends. I want to be so clear. I think it's not necessary. What you see, everyone's going to see. There's nothing that I want Marco to see that I don't want Tati to see. Like, you're going to see what you're going to see.
Yeah.
I want to know, and I have a lot of my friends, my sweet, sweet dear friends, sweet friends. Why do you guys do that? Tati, why are you close friending people?
So for the record, I'm not a close friend poster often. No, I'm not. Not often, at least. I think so here are the 3 situations that I think I would post on close friends and not on my regular story.
Tell me.
Let's say I'm posting something where I'm like, okay, I'm goofy all the time. But like, let's say I say some like shit that could get me really canceled. And like, I just want to vent. And I'm not like thinking about, oh my God, this person who I work with is going to see it. This person, my close friends is literally like 12 people.
Racist Tati.
So like, those are the people that I could, no, not it has nothing to do with that. Oh my God, stop it. But it's like, if I want to vent, these are the people that like, they're going to be like, oh, that's just Tati venting. Whereas other people will take apart all my posts and, oh my God, you're a teacher. Oh my God, you're this. Why are you posting this? So
Okay,
that's like
that's
the
fair.
main reason for me. And then 2, like, let's say I'm going somewhere and I'm doing something and I don't want everybody and their mama to know what I'm doing, who I'm with, and all that. Only the people who need to know need to know.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah. And then I guess the 3rd one is if I post something kind of scandalous and I don't want like all that extra like male attention because I'm not doing it for the thirsty trap
thirst traps?
people.
The thirstiest.
Maybe I just feel it myself because 90% of my close friends are girls. So maybe I just post something where I'm feeling myself and I won't post on a regular story.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, those are my 3. But those are my 3 instances that I do. But I am not a close friends poster. I don't know how to word this. I don't do it often. It's
Okay.
random. I do have one girlfriend though who like almost only posts on close friends and shares funny ass stories about dating experiences with men and things like that. But her close friends is strictly the girls, and it's literally entertaining. It's comedy. It's great. It's not anything bad. It's
Yeah.
just like she's just sharing very like detailed things with the girls that the
I
girls
see.
could relate to.
Okay, so it's like your private group chat, if you will.
But I think it really depends on the person and what their intention is with the close friends. Because I think I get what you're saying. Some people could be using it for some shady shit.
They can be, I guess. But even if they are, I can tell you like right away because close friends, when you post to it or like when you look at it, I'm sorry, you can tell it's close friends.
Yeah, there's
like there's a green circle.
Yeah.
So you're not fooling me. But also number two, I just like didn't really understand it. We have a friend that like posts like her kids.
Yeah.
And like I see that often. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
like I don't want to show my daughter's face that much. Like I'm trying to back off from that after having a really in-depth conversation with Psychic Susan, my girl. We got to get her on this podcast though. She is like down for the crowns. We got to like literally go get her to come on here.
Go get her.
What is
Steal
it?
her.
You said we gotta literally go get her. Like,
gotta go
where's
get
she
her.
at? Let's go.
Like let's go, guys.
Going on a trip.
Literally, like
Yeah.
we got to bring her here. She's awesome, but I can see the kids thing. So like, if I want friends or family, maybe right, close people to see my kids' faces. Okay, I can see that. I'll give you guys. All right. That's
Okay,
fine.
so for
You can
those
have
of you
that.
who are close friends posters, I see you, I feel you. She understands now. You're welcome.
But it's just like, yeah. But then it's like
Maybe,
I
I don't know.
I see like other stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah.
But like, and maybe people are more private than I am. I'm not a private person. I should be.
Yeah, I'm not really either.
No, but like I guess I can kind of see why you post certain things. But if you post, I don't know, like something you've talked about, like you're going to, I don't know, I'm making this up, you're going to Italy tomorrow and you're posting and your close friends are in Italy. It's like, but you told everyone.
You told
you're going to
everybody.
Italy.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I
making
get
that
that.
up. I don't know. Like,
No, I
you know
get
what
that.
I mean?
Mm-hmm. I
So,
think it's
interesting.
circumstantial, where some things are more like questionable than others.
Yes, absolutely.
I get it. So
I want you
kinda-
to dive into
yeah.
yours too in a second.
Oh my goodness.
Producer Marco, do you have a say with your chest, or
Yeah.
you're not playing this game with us?
I don't.
do
I
you
thought
not
we
wanna
weren't doing
play?
affirmations anymore. What
This
is
isn't
not
affirmation.
affirmation.
This is say with your chest. Hello, R.I.P. urinal.
Yes. The
Urn?
urinal, the urn urinals.
Where have you
yes.
been all these episodes?
I understand, but I'm just trying. Like, okay, I wasn't involved in the first two.
Okay,
so now
then for next week, do you want to think of one?
I'll get one for next week.
Okay.
Okay, or you
deal.
could just close us out, after we talk about it today with your own statement.
My own
You could be
statement?
the closing statement. How about
Yes,
that?
I'll be the
closer.
closing
Period.
statement?
Yes.
All right, you got it.
Okay, so
What's up?
kind of talking about close friends, and I feel like a big topic that we're going to talk about today, which is going to actually lead into a segment we're doing, I'm excited about, is this idea of privacy versus being secretive. So my bold statement has to do with that and the two, and it's secrecy undermines relationships, privacy enhances them. And I think the reason why I wanted to start with this statement is because personally, growing up, because I was young, immature, I don't know what it was. But like, for example, if somebody I was dating or friends didn't want to post me or show they were with me, I thought of it as like, oh, you're hiding me. So then I felt like, well, the only reason you're doing this is you're fearful of what people would think because you're with me, or you're ashamed of me. It's one of those two. I always thought that. But then now as I'm older, I'm like, man, no, I'm very much private in certain areas of my life now.
Fair.
And it has nothing to do of being ashamed or fearful. I think it's just more so like the intimacy of just holding on to something until you feel ready to share it with the world, others, public, society, Instagram, close friends, whatever.
Yeah.
Far
Okay.
friends.
That's interesting because I don't know if I agree. I agree.
I love that. I want to debate so bad.
Me
Paulina.
too. I know. I'm
Fight,
dying
fight,
for this.
fight.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just kidding. But I completely understand as I'm getting older, I think I value privacy. That is something you cannot like buy. That is not something you can just like, go pick up at the store. Like
Yeah.
that's something that you have to like maintain, right? And that's something that you have to respect. You know what I mean? Other people's privacy too.
Yeah.
Especially if like there's people involved, kids, whatever. I 100% respect that, and I love the word privacy at this nice big age, right, of 32. The thing is, and we're going to talk about different kinds of privacy and like stuff like that, and why people keep things to themselves, because I am so guilty of that. Like, I will not announce certain things, and we'll talk about that in a second, until a certain point. But I do think that I'll say men and females, I do think a lot of people don't post their partner. this is my hot take. I think, and I'm not saying this pertains to you. I'm just,
No, yeah.
or anyone that I'm talking about. Literally, I just feel like I'm a female, so I know what y'all be doing, and this goes for men too. Even though I do think men and women are held to different standards, unfortunately, when they should be held the same. It's always some reason different. I think this might be the one where I'm like, okay, y'all the same. You know, we're all the same in this one, men and women.
For sure.
I
agree with that. I do.
I feel like you said either. I'm sorry, it was ashamed.
You either feel ashamed or fearful of what people
are gonna
would
say?
think. Yeah,
Or
what
think or
people
say?
would say. Mhm.
Okay, think or say. I feel like it's the opposite, or just maybe a different point. Should get to my point. Ready? I'm babbling at this point, but I feel that people, women and men, don't want to be seen as taken. And I'll elaborate a little bit more on that. Once you're taken, in my opinion, you're off the market. You're not desirable. You don't want to be seen that way. I don't think it applies to everybody. I don't. But I have seen it like in certain maybe people, relationships, whatever, because maybe I know that person or I know those people. And I'm just like, okay, so y'all are together, or, you know, you're with this girl, right? But you're like playing it like you're not.
You're single on social media, but you booed up in real life. Is that what you're saying?
That's another theory. Kind of like what you're saying, like they want to keep their options open.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one of my theories. You want to keep your options open. I think that's why people don't share their partner. And I'm not talking about you guys were dating for 2 weeks. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real relationships, real genuine, like you're in a committed relationship. I'm not talking about your situationship. I'm not talking about your little boo thing. I'm talking about like you guys are committed, because I want to be clear about that too.
No, for
like
sure.
I don't think anyone should be sharing
There's
their
a
boo thing
difference.
if they don't want to.
Agreed.
100%.
Yeah.
There's a difference. The other part with that is I do feel that back to my first point about like not being desirable. I think once a woman is booed up, you don't get a lot of attention anymore. And in person, you will. If you go to the bar or whatever, you're still gonna get hit on. No one's like gonna like stop you because they think, oh, I saw her on Instagram with her boyfriend. No. But I do think like the DM stop. I do think the comments stop. And a lot of times I think whether you like them or not, because most of us girls hate that shit, to be honest. I don't care for like a random Joe Schmo 592 to comment on my picture with a fire emoji. I don't give a fuck about that. Fire. But at the end of the day, it's like when you receive like comments like that, you feel like, oh, okay, like shit, okay, you know, like I got a little like internet like love, you know, whatever, clout, whatever you want to call it. I don't, like I said, I don't care what Joe Schmo 5269 says, but the point is like, and I'm just being real because I'm a girl, and to be completely honest, I've been through this. And I'll elaborate on that, of the point of me being like, I was in my absolute fittest girl era, fresh BBL, like very single, like as single as the day. And I was dating, but I was like really doing me. And then the pandemic hit. So the pandemic kind of did us, you know, that kind of shut us fucking down. But at that time, that was like when I was probably like the fittest, whatever. And I could just post a picture of me standing up in a fucking ball gown, like long ball gown sleeves. And I would still have Joe Schmo 597 put an emoji and tell me how much he loves me. I don't give a shit about Joe Schmo 57. But my point is like I could do the least and I would get the most attention. So if you're like a hot girl and you're posting photos and like you're, you know, in your hot outfits, hell yeah, you're gonna get comments, you're gonna get DMs. We're females, girl. I know how this works. I'm a girl. You know what I mean? So my hot take is that, and there's nothing wrong with this. This is how you operate. That is all you. But I have a feeling that a lot of women see themselves as less desirable. And I also say that because I experienced it. And I know not everybody's a radio personality and everybody has, you know, does media. Some people just don't do this. And I totally get it. But like for me, when I was in a relationship, I got in a relationship in October. Was when we started dating officially. I met my husband in August. It was right after his birthday. August, September, October, November. Oh, that's only 2 months in, right? So 2 months in, we were like officially dating. I mean, ever since I met that man, like I have not left his side. Like we were just been together literally every day almost. So he would come here or whatever. And so 2 months in, right? And I was like contemplating. Yeah, that word. And I'm like, I'm a radio personality, and my whole image was I'm the single fun girl. So now posting this man is gonna change that. It's gonna change my image. It's gonna change if people desire me. I'm not like I respect my boyfriend. He's my boyfriend at the time. I respect him. I am not. I would be in. My husband knows this because he'd be like, "Oh, kind of like why would you respond?" And I'm like, honestly, I'm being nice. If Joe Schmo 579 sends me an emoji and goes like, "You look great in that outfit," I would reply and be like, "Thank you." I'm not a creepy. I'm not gonna play along with your creepy games.
Oh my god, thank you so
right, like you
much,
just made
Joe
my
Schmo
whole
597.
day. You just really made my day. Like, no, I would be kind because I'm a kind person, and I would say thank you. Now, ask me after being married for 4 years, how many Joe Schmo 579 comments I get saying you look so beautiful in that dress. Like, I don't as much because I literally will not respond. So like I think after a year of not responding to people that they caught on.
You hope
Two, I just don't think that I'm desired in that way like I once was. I also don't post the same kind of photos. Nothing wrong with that. Believe me, when I get this body back, you're gonna see a lot of this ass on Instagram.
I can't wait.
I'll
be your lighting person.
Give me 35 pounds, okay, and I got you.
It's
thank
over.
you. It is over. And my husband knows this. Like, it is fucking on, like, once this weight comes off.
Period.
But my point being is, like, and I'm going to post my photos. I'm not saying, like, girls don't post photos because you're in a relationship. But I'm just saying I know what I would post, right? I would post better photos. I was thinner. I had better fucking clothes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I was fresh out of the BBL fucking room, you know, off the surgery table. Yeah, the operating table. Literally, I was off the operating table out here, and I wasn't
the gown and
even
everything.
trying. There's a photo of me on a boat for Ducky Derby with my coworker, and my best friend Jonathan comments, and he goes, "Fucking sick," just because how my waist was snatched. And I was still my faja. I was fresh off the table. So like, yes, I knew that I looked good. Like I worked like, no, I didn't want to work that hard, but I got that body and I felt good because I've always been so up and down with my weight. That has never been a secret. That is who I am. So that was the best I've ever felt and looked.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, of course, then, okay, I was used to like all that attention. And I'm not saying I love attention. I don't fucking love attention. I don't want your attention.
No, but I get it.
But when it comes to you effortlessly, all I could do is like literally fart at the microphone, and men are like, "Oh my god, that's great."
Fart at the microphone.
I would fart in my microphone,
I know, right?
and men are lining
better
up.
and better.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and then once you post your man and you show you have a family and things are changing, like and you don't respond because I'm not going to respond. I respect my husband, my boyfriend at the time. I'm not going to respond to Joe Schmo because I don't need to talk to Joe Schmo. Like, you said what?
Joe Schmo 597.
I know
597.
That poor man.
Oh my god, I want to search Instagram and see if there
yeah.
really is.
I know there probably is one shit.
That's gonna be our burner account.
That poor man. But that's my take of just like, okay, like you're just not as desired as before. That doesn't apply to everybody. I'm just sharing my experience because I felt like I had an image to uphold.
Yeah.
And getting in a relationship changed that. And it did. I am so happy though. I do not care. I am 32 years old. I do not need attention in that way. Like, trust me, like I am okay. I never needed your attention. My point just being of like, I knew what was coming when I posted a picture. Like, men and women would make me feel good. Like, oh, okay, damn, I do look good. I do feel great. Like I said, like I really had never looked like that before or felt that way. And that was the lowest weight I've been. I just felt healthy too.
Yeah.
I felt like I looked great.
You're living your best life.
I was. I'm going to be so fucking for real. I felt good. So that's my hot take on that. Doesn't apply to everybody.
But wait, what does that have to do with secrecy and?
So she's saying that's why, like women, for example, she's saying women or men, and they don't post. They don't post that they're in a new relationship or something because they still want the attention to see like I'm still available, so you could keep like messaging me and
or just like there's still hope. I don't know. I don't know if like the entertainment part. Yes, I think they look at it as like there's still hope. Like, look at me, I'm still like hot. Yeah. Like, you still love me because I do feel
you still love me.
I mean, I don't want to ask a married man this, but it's like if a woman gets into a I mean, I don't because you're not like creepy, but like if you were,
let's pretend,
right? Like if you were like a creepy dude, right? And you were like Joe Schmo 57, and you were writing to somebody constantly with hearts and emojis. Like, I mean, and she gets in a relationship and she shows off her husband or her boyfriend all the time.
Are you still gonna?
I mean, are you still like, wow, she's so hot. There's hope. There's a chance. Because men are also, I'm sorry, a lot of y'all are delusional. I don't know where
I'm going to comment on that after, Marco.
I
got a lot to say about what you just said.
So I think this was back to like the whole like liking celebrities and like commenting on their photos kind of situation. Because like for me, that's the only like way. When you say like a woman gets into a relationship, but you've already found her attractive, do you not find her attractive once she gets into a relationship?
If you can be honest.
And then the thing is like, no, of course you still find her attractive, but she's in a relationship.
She's not as accessible.
Correct.
Your hope has died a little bit.
If you even had a chance with her, yeah.
Right.
But,
I think a lot of y'all men think that, though, to
a lot
be
of the times
honest.
you don't
Yeah.
have chance with the people that like you follow on social media. You get me? Like if you're following Sydney Sweeney and then she has a boyfriend, like, yeah, bro, she's not gonna hit you up.
Okay, but I think celebrities are a little bit different. I mean,
I think that's different.
I think celebrities in general. I think in general.
But if you have like
It's different.
the hot, I'm making this up, the hot neighbor or the hot girl that works at the car dealership or even like the hot TV personality that talks to you sometimes.
yeah, I think it's just weird in general to do that. Like I just don't.
That's why I'm saying you're not weird.
I just like don't do that. Like
No, I can't picture you sending like heart emojis or like even if you were single.
So like
like
that's not
flames,
cool. Yeah,
you know?
that's not cool.
Yeah.
But I know that like that's something that a lot of guys do, and that just kind of seems kind of pathetic, low key. And I don't ever think that. I don't understand how men think that like women find that attractive. Because I would feel like that just makes you seem like a loser.
No, and I get it. And I'm guilty of like responding back, and I'm not responding back like, hey, like, how was your day? Let's talk.
Yeah, no.
I would just say thank you so much. Like, oh,
Yeah, but
you're,
you're giving them hope.
sweet. Oh, thank
Giving
you.
them hope.
So then if I have a boyfriend and I'm not responding to your emojis, your hearts, and your this and that, the hope is gone.
No,
now there's
I-
two layers. I'm not responding and I have a boyfriend.
I think you already gave them hope, and there's enough crazy men out there. That, like, what's that thing? Like, would you rather be in the forest with a man or a bear? Like, same thing.
fucking bear.
A bear is what most women would say.
I would say a man.
Really?
Girl,
Yeah.
please no.
Yeah, who's gonna
I'll
protect
tell
me
you-
from
oh,
the
shit.
Who's
bear?
gonna protect me from the bear? My dad.
Protect me from the man.
But yeah,
I'll
so
fight
like
him.
that's the kind of
eat
situation where
them.
like there's the Lulu of like.
Maybe it's the Lulu that keeps them going.
I think so.
I think it's a
I wanna hear-
Go ahead,
So
Tata.
I was like gripping my chair because I have
Do it.
so much I want to comment. And for our segment, I have two scenarios for us.
Oh,
for
shit.
this. So I have been very single on social media for a very long time. Okay. Meaning social media has not seen me with an actual boyfriend in many, many, many years.
Okay.
Period. Right? So anytime I have posted a male, just in general, like for
Inbox
whatever
goes
reason,
crazy.
a lot of other males actually respond to that. Like, oh, you boot up now? Oh, this. So I feel on the contrary, when you post a man or you post somebody, whether you're dating them or not,
Yeah.
I think that gets the attention, the antennas go up.
Okay.
At least for me, I felt like. And I don't do it on purpose. But like if I post a man,
You're gonna get messages.
I'm getting messages like, oh, you're with him? Or like, oh, I always see you posting with him. You're always with him. What's the deal with you and him? Why him? Why not me? Like that, I don't know if it's like a machista thing, like this
It could
pride
be.
thing. But I had a scenario where actually this should be the trickier trifling.
You want to wait on that?
We're going to go right into it. You know what? I'm feeling ready for this. So welcome to our new segment called Tricky. I'm going to do this again.
Go ahead, Sam.
Welcome to our new segment called Tricky or Trifling, where we are going to come up with scenarios and tell you scenarios, real life scenarios. Do we know them? Are they us? You don't know. Anyway, and we're going to discuss, is this a tricky situation where somebody deserves benefit of the doubt? Or is this just trifling? Like trifling. I posted a guy. Again, this is not necessarily anybody I'm dating or whatever. This was a long time ago. I posted a guy, right? And so another guy swiped up and said, so are you still single or is this somebody you're seeing? I'm wondering because I've never stopped thinking about the one time I took you on a date in 2021. Yeah, 2021.
When did you post this?
Months ago.
3 years. Okay.
Yeah, 3 years. That's good information. And he's like, I never stopped thinking about that. Can I ask you a question? And I'm like, what's up? And he's like, why didn't you ever give me a chance after that first date? Like, why did you not take me seriously? Right? He's like, because I've never stopped thinking about you. Because I feel like I'd be a great guy for you. And I think we would be great together.
Yeah.
Mind you,
He got you African jewelry.
if you go to this man's story, 3 minutes before he sent me that message, he is on the beach of Puerto Rico with his girlfriend.
Ooh.
They always
he's,
are.
So
They
he's
always
messaging me, asking me if I'm in a relationship, And why did I not give him a chance and see it through with him? Because he still thinks about how he would be great for me and we'd be great together. He's sending me this while he's with his girlfriend in Puerto Rico. Is this tricky? Do we give him benefit of the doubt, or is this trifling?
What do you mean tricky? Like tricky?
Like benefit of the doubt, like, it's not that bad. Like, it's like gray area. Or is it just straight trifling?
I mean, it's trifling, but it's like you are the one that got away from him, you know? Like, until the guy's married, you're always going to be that person he's going to want to be with.
So you feel like it's trifling, but you understand where he's coming from?
Yeah, because he's still, like, he felt a certain type of way about you, and maybe you didn't feel about him.
But do you think it's appropriate to ask that question to another woman while you're in a relationship, yet
No.
alone on a
Absolutely
vacation
not.
standing next to her?
Absolutely not.
No.
We don't think that. I do have a question for you
Yeah.
because I need more context.
Yeah.
Why didn't you give him a chance? Because that's going to determine my answer. That's going to change everything.
And this is exactly what I told him. I said, I think you're a great person. I just didn't feel attraction, chemistry. I just thought I was out with a friend and you were cool. But there was nothing that attracted me to you to want more.
Okay. Did he try to get you on another date after that?
Yes. And I kind of just, I actually was honest and I'm like, hey, I think you're great, but like, I'm not really feeling it. But I kept it very short. I didn't give a long explanation. This was like, 2021.
That's interesting because
Yeah.
I have a couple thoughts. My number one thought being like, if let's just say you were like telling him like, yeah, I'll go out again, blah, blah, blah. And he was just out here like, blah, 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 like not taking you out. And then you get into a relationship and then he tries to hit you up with like,
Oh, I got
why
one for
not
that one
me?
too.
Oh, I was going to say, those guys are my
Those pop
favorite.
up too. Don't think
The ones who act like
They're
you
like,
fuck with the
wow,
best.
now you moved on. Like I'm finally getting my shit together, and this is, and it's first of all like I'm single, but right, like I'm posting people, like that doesn't mean I'm with them. I could be posting the same guy for 5 years, and everybody thinks something, but whatever. But point is, I'm like, you're doing all of this. If you really wanted to, you would have.
If you wanted to, you would have.
It's taking you to see me with another man to then feel like
I can't stand those fucking guys.
Man. And that's the true reality, especially I think for men. I think men more than women
will do that.
Don't kill me. Men will do that. It'll take knowing and seeing a woman is talking to or possibly dating another man for them to feel like I fucked up. Damn, I should have taken the opportunity when I had it. I should have been better. I should have treated her better. I should have been emotionally available. I should have communicated. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. But you didn't. And it took seeing her with somebody else to get you to come to that realization. So when you say like, oh, women probably don't post their partner because, you know, they like seeming like hope, right? I feel like the minute you post somebody, they all come out of the woodworks trying to, oh, damn.
That is true. That is, yeah, the oh, damn.
That has,
why
in my
not
past,
me?
That has been my experience, like in the past.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that happens too. Or like they'll just ask you like, oh, you got a boyfriend now? It's like you never had a chance. Or you did have a chance to like
you fucked it up.
Right. I'm not saying we had to be boyfriend, girlfriend, but like you had a chance to, if you wanted to see what was here, like we could have, but this is like gone. Like get out of here. But also too, I don't know, girl, what you got going on, but if this man is whooped after one date,
listen,
like it must have been a really good date. For him to be like, you got away?
It was chill. It was like, it was a nice...
I guess he liked you a lot.
Say, yeah, he was very intentional.
Okay.
Okay, this is what I'll say. He is an exemplar of what a man should do on a date. Although I wasn't attracted to him, I didn't feel chemistry with him, I do think he was a gentleman and he did what he had to do. Right?
I wasn't attracted to him.
I wasn't. I'm sorry. You have to feel like excited, attractive. Like.
So why'd you go on the date to begin with?
Well, because I was willing to see it through. Like, maybe I will.
Oh, so like you didn't know him before this?
No, I've known him like for, okay, long story short, I went to like grammar school with him and I didn't see him in like over 15 years.
Okay. So
that was the first time seeing each other. So it was more like friendly, like, oh yeah. So it started because he got tickets to the Frida Kahlo immersive thing.
Oh, okay.
And literally that week, I posted something with Frida Kahlo. And he was like, oh my God, he swiped up on it. Like, I bought 2 tickets. I would love to take you. So I was like, cool, right? So he picked me up, flowers. Mm-hmm. He made a playlist for me, like to have, which I still have actually. It's like, it was like the music we would listen to on the date, but like very much my taste based on what he thought. I thought that was so dope.
yeah.
And he was just a gentleman. He was not too close, not too touchy, not forward at all. Truly a gentleman. I just did not feel chemistry with him.
And that's totally okay.
And I did not want to lead him on. There was no second date because
You're a real one
he
for
was
that.
such a great man that whoever the person he ended up with, which now I feel like trifling, would have a gentleman. So why would I like take that for granted and use him just because he's nice, right? Women, just because they're nice, if you're not into it, you don't have to fucking be with them. Period. Sorry, I said it. Just because they're a nice guy and they got a good job, that doesn't mean you got to be with them. You have to feel it. Like if this is who you want forever, this is fucking forever. Like you gotta know. But anyway, so yeah, that was the case. But fast forward. He's telling me I can't, I want to know we could have been great together, but you're in Puerto Rico with your girlfriend. That's kind of trifling to me.
You got me worried a little bit.
I have you worried?
Yes, because you're over here like not beaming, but you're describing this man in a really high regard, right?
Yeah.
Like you're actually speaking very highly of him.
That date, he was, yeah.
Which would insinuate that this is a good man.
Yes, agreed.
This good man is on the beach with his girlfriend, messaging another girl. Like, it makes me think, is there like, do all men do this? All
no,
good
that's
men?
what
Like,
I'm
fuck.
saying. That's what
Should I check my husband's phone?
That's what I'm saying. Tricky or trifling, right? But again, if you took the context out of like how like great he was as a first date, but like it's messed up because again, it's like you would not think he would be this guy on the first date, or is it just because maybe women will fall into this? If it was me, he wouldn't do that. Girl, bye. Don't think about
what
that.
What do you mean if he was the girlfriend?
Like if he would have stayed, like for example, if I would have gave him this is me being like funny, not serious. Like if I would have gave him a chance after that first date and we would have been together, he wouldn't be messaging any girls because he has me, right? Yeah. Some girls think like that. So tricky or trifling. We all say trifling.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a relationship, bro.
You're in a relationship. I don't think you have any business opening the past chapters. We read forward, not backwards in a book. So especially
but a lot of the time,
if you're in a new relationship, like why are you questioning what we could have been? You're in a new relationship.
Because you're the one that got away from him. That's the thing.
But I don't need to know that while you're in a relationship because guess what? That's one-upping me on your girlfriend. And that not to say like I would say or do anything. I don't know her. But
you go step up
that's the mind of a woman. Well, at least that's how I see it. Just allow me to one-up your girl. Like if we're playing chess, like damn, queen.
So like
whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And checkmate.
Checkmate. Yeah. And again, like I'm not a woman to hold this over other people, but it's just like it makes me think of the other side. I would never want to be on the other end of this. I would never want to know I'm on vacation with my significant other.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
And they're messaging somebody else like, I still think about that date 3 years ago.
Oh my God.
And why we could have been. Because then it's like you're just with her because she was available because you couldn't get me.
I would lose it.
Or you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're not wrong. That's
right.
the thing.
Yeah, and pretend it's not me. Like just any woman in general. I'm not making this about me. It's just the situation I was in.
But 100%. A lot of times also it's like the ego part, right? Like if a guy isn't able to get you, then it's like why I wasn't able to
I can see that.
Conquistarla. I don't know how to say
Yeah, why was I even able to take you on a date?
Like, why wasn't I even able to like close a deal, basically?
Yeah.
Why wasn't I able to make you my girl? Like that's part of the also like the what could have been part too.
Yeah.
So
sure.
Yeah, and that's interesting that he's posting his girl because I think I kind of went in on the girls a lot with this whole like thing. But really quick, I want to talk about the men of like what I think when men don't post. So my hot take is why I think men don't post their girl. Again, this does not apply to everybody. It could just be privacy of like respecting, your own boundaries, her boundaries, whatever. I'm not going to get into it. My only take that I feel like, because you guys know how I feel about women and like the whole like desirableness. Yeah. I feel like men, if they don't post you, that's because they want to come off as single. I don't know if they want attention and flames and hearts like maybe the girls are used to getting.
No, but I think they want to appear single.
Yeah, they want to appear because they're not sure about you. I know so many men in the past 10 years I've gotten into relationships. The first fucking day, bitch, they are posting their girl. Like they are so proud. Like you said in Spanish, like to like be with them, to get to close the deal, to like be with them because they like are they're pursuing this girl. You know, and I feel like a lot of times they get the girl that they want and they are so happy and so proud to post her. Now, I will say I have seen men post their girl that they're proud of and still do
bad things,
shady shit.
For sure, same.
Like
I
text out
hate
the
that. I hate that. But I just feel like men will post you if they want you, like, and women too. But my whole point of it is being like this. That's how I feel about men.
Yeah. Second part of that, being devil's advocate, though, because I could see this happening too. I also feel like men won't post their new girlfriend or whatever also because maybe he's not sure how she feels about him and he doesn't want to embarrass himself either.
I could see
to
that.
know if she's fully in.
Well, the other point that I was gonna bring up too is like, are these guys who post a lot? Because like I don't post a lot at all.
Okay.
And like,
That's true.
if you look at my posts, like the last 6 of my posts are probably Lucy. Now they may be from like 6 months ago or like a year ago, but I don't really post that often. So
Most dudes, I feel like, don't really post that much.
Yeah.
so
for
like
sure.
that's the thing. Like, is it a thing
think-
of like,
yeah,
is this a
makes a
poster, a
difference.
person who posts a lot? Is that a bad thing? Is that a good thing? Like, what does that mean?
True, because that
The
says a
amount
lot
of
about them in
posting?
general. Are they private people or are
That's
they
a
hiding
fair
something?
point.
Yeah, because like if you're expecting them to post this girl, like does he post a lot? Does he not post a lot?
That's
Like,
interesting because that's what me and my husband got into a fight over. Not even a fight, but like I was really bothered that he didn't post me on his page. This man hasn't posted since 2016, and I was like so offended. So he took a photo of us in Cancun and he posted it on his feed. And I was like, I felt goofy because I'm like, I made you post that though, so I didn't feel good about it. But I also was like, why the fuck are you not posting me?
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, he hasn't posted our daughter. And I don't know how to feel about that because I'm like, half of me is like, we really shouldn't be posting on social media. Like, I shouldn't be either, to be completely honest with you. But then I was also like, why are you not posting my daughter?
I think that's more to do with you than it is with him.
You think so?
Yeah, because like I'm very much in the hobby side. Like my profile picture is from like 2012 probably.
Yeah, you look like you're 5.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I know.
Like it's not like I
Grown-ass
don't post.
5-year-old, though.
I don't post like my fate. Like none of my social medias are up to date, and
Right.
so I don't do it because of like I'm hiding anything. I just don't post. Like,
Yeah,
I'll do
that's
like,
just not who you are. Like you're not naturally like post.
That's fair. And I can't hold that against anybody, man or woman, who doesn't post.
now if your dude's posting like every day,
Right.
like,
And you're nowhere to be found.
yeah, then it's like all right, cool. Now you got a little bit of a problem. But
I feel like now in my current state, because I feel like I've changed so much. And like I feel like if you look at me the first season ever of Never Too Shy, I've just changed my mindset, my boundaries, like certain things.
You've grown. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. But I think for me, I wouldn't want to post to everybody like who I'm dating for the simple fact, and this is gonna sound, I don't want to say bad, but I'm being very honest.
to the bone.
I'm being very vulnerable and being very honest.
And I was too, so I get you.
I think if you're still like questioning it,
the relationship?
yeah, or just like, because like once you post it, it's like out there, like this, my man. But if you're
Yeah.
still like, I'm still figuring it out, I'm still dating you, like I'm still learning you, I'm not ready to post you. So it's not that I don't like spending time with you and I don't want people to know. It's not that I'm hiding that I'm dating somebody. It's just the honest truth of like, I don't know if where I'm at in this situation.
I think I would feel that way.
Okay, talk
So
about
like
that.
as a guy, like if I would go on
Yeah.
a date with a woman and like we go on this great date and I don't get posted, but like she posts about the date,
Yeah,
like I feel like I would feel a type of way.
yeah.
I haven't been on a date in 12 years, but still.
No, but I get that.
yeah.
That's like the men when
That's
like
fair.
they say like when the women post the food and they like
They put in the
their
thing?
head in there.
yeah, but like that's my hot take. Like I also feel like it's not necessarily that you're not posting because you want to come off as single. I think it's you're not posting because you're still
Figuring it out.
figuring it out yourself.
I can see that being one of the reasons that men don't post women.
Yeah.
I can completely see that. I think it's too hot take more of a man thing than a woman. Like, I don't know.
like a man sometimes.
I was
so.
going to say, yeah, because I'm very impulsive. I'm like, my man.
Yeah.
But it's like, girl,
I used to
figure
be.
this out.
I used way back when I used to be, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's different now. So segment
Yes.
scenario number 2.
Yes.
Trifling or tricky or trifling. Okay. So there's this male. He goes on a trip with a group of people. In that group of people, the girl he is dating is on that trip. Okay. He's posting the trip, all aspects of the trip.
Okay.
Boats, dinners, parties, beaches,
Yes.
all
Another
the
club,
things.
Another club.
Yes, yes. She's not in any of the pictures, but everybody else is. Tricky or trifling?
I'd say
How long have they been dating?
Months.
I'd say trifling. And the only reason I say that is because if man, right?
This is a man.
If the man was to post the girl with all the other people,
Right,
because
because
it blends in.
Right, it's a group photo.
She blends in. No one's gonna be like,
It's
that's
not like her. Right.
That's her.
It's a group photo.
That's
Why can't you post a
trifling.
group photo?
I feel like that'd be tough because, like, in a group photo, you're typically next to the person that you're with.
Not always, but if you are cool.
No,
Like, if
usually
you are.
But like, what does that mean? If I'm next to Tati, we go together?
Hey now.
Yeah, maybe.
Watch out, Javi.
But I'm just saying,
I'll post
like,
her.
you're gonna crop out like a specific person. Like, I feel like that's a lot. Or like put a fucking emoji over someone's face.
But you can be next to somebody without being
No, but like in the
sexual.
group photo, like, what are you like? You're putting an emoji over this woman's face.
Or like, this is not part of it, but we can add to it. Like, or what if you're tagging it? Like, let's say he does post her, right?
Okay.
And he tags
tag.
everybody, but he doesn't tag her.
Why are we not tagging her though? No one's
Right.
gonna know.
She didn't
Right.
fit in the tag.
Like no one's gonna sit there and know.
he's like doing too much. He's in his head too much.
Yes, he is in his head.
He's
too
in his
much.
head too much.
He's tweaking because I think of it as like that's bogus because like it's a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of hurtful, low key.
it sounds more like a female than a male. But
Really?
yeah, I don't know. At least I don't know a lot of guys that would do this.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like
I know a lot. This is very common for men.
Really?
Yes, where they're on trips and they're just like posting in general about the trip, but not the person who they're sharing a hotel room with.
yeah, like the one person. But if
Yeah.
you're talking about groups,
But like videos of everybody just not posting that person. Like if
weird.
we're in a group video, like if it's like everybody there, you're going around and kind of skipping through you.
that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
I would be so mad. I'd be
Yeah.
like, hello?
This
I
just
jump in
sounds-
there.
Wow.
This just sounds like a really weird guy. Like, I don't know. I don't think I'd like to be around
It's
him.
a little strange. I'm not feeling that.
Okay, I think both scenarios, they're just trifling.
They are trifling.
Yeah.
There's no gray area. Y'all are trifling.
Yeah.
These are about real people.
So whoever that was, you trifling. And
Y'all are
I
trifling.
just don't get
Don't come
that
around me,
part.
please.
Yeah.
Don't come around.
don't come around me.
You're talking about a group of people. Like, no one's going to sit
Yeah.
there and point anybody out and say, that's the girl he's banging. Like, they're not going to know.
Yeah, that's
Unless
true.
it's like his best friend who happens to know the girl he's banging. But like, no one's going to sit there and be like, I know
But
that's
you know
her.
what? There are devil's advocate. There are people in the world who have nothing better to do with their life
Yeah, then sit there and
than be
investigate.
like, oh,
Yeah.
who's that? That person's new. What? And they're next to each
They're
other in
the
the
FBI.
picture.
I know.
Oh my
I
god!
know.
Guess who so and so was with? Nah, nah, nah.
Yeah, it gets trickier with the who they're with thing, and if there's speculation of like this person possibly is dating X guy or girl. Okay, then maybe people start putting clues together.
Yeah.
but if it's just like a group photo and no one really knows who this
No,
person
for
is
sure.
by face,
I think you're doing too much.
Yeah, it's too dramatic
100%.
for me.
So then, okay, we were talking about as far as like relationships or like dating, but what about when it comes to privacy or secrecy?
Like in general.
Yeah, like in your own life.
Yeah.
just in general. We've
You
talked
could
about
go
that.
first.
So like I'm super big on this, right? And I know that I want producer Marco to give us the official I guess like definition of what like mal de ojo would mean
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
for somebody who doesn't know exactly what it
Yeah.
means because for me I'm a believer, as you can see I have my little bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
I am such a believer that people are genuinely not always happy for you. So that's why I personally keep things sometimes to myself, and
Yeah.
I'll definitely dive into it. So what do we have for mal de ojo?
So I think, according to a couple sources, mal de ojo is essentially a folk belief that jealousy and envious glances can cause problems for you in your life, especially for children. So that's why a lot of people have the little bracelets with the little evil eye, especially for their kids, because even if it's unintentional, people will give you, jealous glances, and that can hurt your kids or hurt you. And it's a whole
Yes.
process where you have to clean them and cleanse them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gone through. The funny thing is, as you research it more, it's not just like native to one culture. Like it's throughout the entire world. So it's like Mesoamerica, Europe, early on Europe's in the Philippines and East Asia, like
Yes.
throughout the entire world.
I learned that.
This is a belief that's gone back generations. And so it's crazy to think that people have been haters and jealous for thousands of years.
Damn, some haters.
Some haters out here, but that's
Yeah.
essentially how people interpret it. It's a superstitious belief, but I personally do believe in it. I do believe in it because I've gone through it like my entire life essentially. But I think I've gone to enough of it where I'm just like, I don't care. But for my kids, I definitely like protect them against that kind of energy.
I gotta put the red bracelet back on my baby because it did.
Gotta
It
put it on
fall
the
off, but I
ankle.
cut it. That's what I was gonna do because it was on her arm and then I cut it too short. It was a whole thing, but I'll put it back on. So like, yeah, I have my little red bracelet, which I believe has to be gifted to you. I got mine gifted.
Yes.
Yeah,
it
you
has
can have
to
it
be
gifted or
Yes.
gifted by a family member or
Yeah.
a close friend.
Okay, so it's Javi's aunt, the only aunt that he has
There you go.
from his dad's side. So I think that's good. We're safe. I actually felt better since I got it. And then Javi bought me this guy. And you know what's crazy is that these little eyes have fallen, and I have a theory that every time my eye
haters.
falls out, I don't know how true it is,
No,
because I'll be like, actually, one time I did pee, and I heard a clink, and I thought it was my IUD. What is it called? IOU.
IUD, yeah.
I thought it was my IUD. No, IUD.
Yeah,
Birth control.
That.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought
IUD.
I thought it fell
How do
out.
I know this?
Because I heard a clink, and wouldn't you think
so
that?
it was that.
It was fucking this. It was a little eyeball in my piss. Literally, I took a pee and it was in there. I was like, oh, like whatever. Not point of the story, but I had to share that story. I was like, that scared me. But like for me, actually, I'm really curious how you are because I don't think I've ever talked about this with you.
Yeah.
But like with me, when I've bought my first house and then the one that we live in now, I didn't say anything to anybody because I was like really like scared. I'm like, we're gonna lose out on this opportunity, and I'm so scared. I even had my mother-in-law literally lie to like family members because there's one particular nosy aunt. I love her, but she's nosy and
Yeah.
she'd
She's
be
on
asking
Zillow.
questions.
There's always
Oh, you said what?
She was on Zillow already.
Oh, everybody was on Zillow the next day. I know that. I have confirmation of that. But
Property records.
Oh yeah, yeah. When they start saying things like, "Oh, I thought they wanted a 3-bedroom house. Theirs only has 2." It's like, well, that's not updated, and you clearly looked. So I've had people drive by because I was so anal, you guys. You have no idea. My mom was getting so annoyed at one point. She's like, "Girl, stop." And I was like, "But I'm annoyed." But yeah, you can go to Zillow. It's not like hard. I mean, and you can find anything on the
Whatever,
internet, you know.
yeah, like,
but
what?
exactly. But like, but it's funny though. People say little comments, and you're like, "Oh, someone's been doing
Like,
their homework." Uh-huh.
You showing your ass.
Yeah, showing your whole ass.
The whole ass.
But like I was so secretive with that because I
Yeah.
was scared of losing out on that opportunity, and I was really happy and I wanted this to happen. My pregnancy. And that is trigger warning, but that is very, I think, sensitive for women. I think we don't give it enough sensitivity. I think a lot of times people think like everyone should know what's going on with my body. Everyone has the right to know. I don't fucking think so. Especially trigger warning when you've had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
It's different. You don't know if this is going to stay. You don't know if this is going to stick.
Yeah.
They call it a sticky baby. They don't. You don't know what's going to happen. Why the fuck would I announce it to the world, or not even the world, but like I don't need to tell anybody. And I love, for example, you guys so much, but I would not have told you until I hit a certain point. Yeah. And that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to happen.
Of course.
And I didn't want to do a parade around town and say this is happening. Like, oh, she's pregnant. This is great. And then I'm not. Yeah. And I've been through it. So you can come at me all you want, but I don't think that. And I know a couple people who were friends, you know, they're friends. They were hurt or bothered. And I was like, I completely understand, but that's not my problem.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, that's
agree with
literally
you, though.
women's health at the end of the day. It's my body you're talking about.
Do you and your husband, like, really? I'm sure your
100%.
mom, but even then, like, it's you. It's your body.
I was our parents, and that's
Yeah.
it. And not even my best friend, Jonathan or Claude, they didn't know. Damn. They didn't know because I was so scared. Right?
Not Chloe.
I kept a secret for the first time.
Chloe.
Right. Chloe didn't know, you guys.
Yeah.
Chloe found out at a baseball game and Chloe cried.
God damn.
Yeah, Chloe was very sad that day. But like
I get it.
I just didn't want to, and I was scared. I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Plus, like, and you know this too, Marco. You go through like testing and stuff, and you don't know what's
it's
gonna
tough.
come out from that. So
For
you're like, God forbid, then what? Then there's more questions, and my husband and I have to make certain decisions at that point. So it's like, why share that if I'm not ready?
I agree.
Even though it's an exciting time, and I'm not saying if you share it early, you're wrong. Not at all. It's you do what you want.
Yeah.
And if you
Yeah.
want to wait till you're 39 weeks and a half pregnant and you're about to
Or you
pop,
want to be Kylie and be like, "Hey, I had a baby."
I thought of that.
That's
I wanted
crazy.
to.
I could
People
want
who do
to.
that, like, it's like, how do you not see anyone?
That's
through-
crazy.
For 9 months? That's crazy.
I
Well,
guess.
yeah, but look how rich she is. She has people do everything for her. She
right.
lives in a huge
She don't gotta
house.
step
no,
outside.
I understand, but like, her mom saw it. Like, there's people who like hide it from their mom.
Oh yeah, that's
That
crazy.
I've heard of. That
Yeah,
that's
no, I know
scary.
people who did that.
So like, I'm curious, like,
For me, like how I approach that.
How do you approach it?
So I was actually the opposite for a long time. I think I was the person that, like, the minute I got good news, the minute something, I was like, look, guys, I'm so happy. Like, that was me. And I think that was me up until when I tell you I changed this last year, y'all, like, for real.
My girl,
That's not.
she's grown.
That's not me anymore. Like, I think
Something happened.
I don't know. I don't think anything actually happened. I think it was just me realizing, like, I'm gonna share it with the people who, if this shit hit the fan and went wrong, or if it was the best thing ever, they have good intentions for me and they're going to want the best regardless. Totally. And that they're not going to use that and tell everybody and their mama or hope for the worst or whatever. Like, in that way, I'm just like, I will share it with people who I feel like I want to share it with if I do. And I don't think anything specific happened. I think I just realized, like, the people who show up for you no matter what, those are the people who I feel like need to be informed. Everybody else, y'all are later if I feel like it.
I could see that.
And as far as like mal de ojo, so this bracelet actually was gifted to me in 2022. It was at the House Party Festival. Shout out to Miguel. Miguel got this for me. Wow. And I've had other ones prior to it, and like the eyes fell off or things happened. And again, I'm such a believer in God that, like, for me, I'm like, he's my protector, right? But this is just like extra.
Yeah,
like
that extra layer.
This is that extra layer. Because like for me, I feel like my prayer is, God, get anybody who doesn't have good intentions for me out of my space. Get them out of my space. I'm not saying kill them. That's not what I mean. But like separate them from my space, my life, my energy. And God's been doing that. God has been doing that. God has been listening. When you pray, he listens. I tell you, I'm doing a sermon every freaking episode, it seems like. But truly, God, if you pray, God will listen. And I said, God, please only give me or teach me to recognize the people who don't want good for me. Yeah. And whatever that looks like, as much as it hurts me, get them out of my circle, get them out of my space. And he did.
I love that because I'm definitely connected to God. I'm trying to get a little bit closer to God these days. I definitely am, but like, I know like there's more, that I want to work on with that. I don't think that everybody though not gonna say your life, but like in our space that we've come across, right? And maybe you agree, but like, I don't think everybody has, I don't know, the greatest intentions for you. I don't. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's just like life. And sometimes we can't avoid those people, right? And it sucks because they could be your family, it could be at work, people that you can't just like really cut off and like walk away from.
No, for sure.
But like, I love when you can control that. I think that's awesome.
Or like something happens and you see it with time in small doses. Ooh. You see it in small doses, but then it's truly up to you. If this is truly what you want and you ask God to remove people, to give you the space for your growth and for happiness, that's your job to set the boundary and cut them out of your life. And it's easier said than done, 100%. Yeah. Especially if it's like family or somebody you've been so close with, you have years with, you have history with. I could only imagine that being harder. But sometimes people do the work for you. They show their ass for you and they remove themselves, and that's a blessing.
That's a blessing.
That's a blessing.
I don't know how somebody, and this is such a broad statement, but like, I don't know how somebody can be a hater or feel that. When you guys or any of my friends or family tell me some good news, I am nothing but happy. Yeah. And I actually had a talk about this yesterday with one of our mutual friends in this room. And she was saying some good news and all this and that. And she said, like, I'm keeping it very private because I've told people in the past. And when I did that, like, it just went downhill. Like, shit just dropped after that. Like, this didn't go through. And I was like, my first thought was like, why the fuck would a friend, because you're telling a friend, you're not announcing it to the fucking world. Yeah. Your own friends can't be happy for you. Yeah. And like, nothing in this world, like, there's a lot of shit baffles me. But that is like, if I had a list of like 10 things, that's on my list of like, I don't get it. And I'm not saying like, I'm so perfect. Like, of course, we've talked about this actually in previous episodes of being jealous, but in a healthy way. Yeah. Of being like, damn, Tati's doing this and she's fucking killing it. She looks great. Like, I am like, in a way, healthy jealous. Yeah. But I would never look at her and
wish the worst on her. She doesn't get that. And right.
Or even just like take it a step further and like downplay what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Downplay it or make you feel like, I don't know, like one up you.
Want to one up me, yeah.
I can't fucking stand the one uppers. So I'm just like, I don't have that in my heart. And I don't understand why other people do. But as my therapist once told me, because we had this talk one time, not this talk, we had a talk about something that Javi and I differ on. And it's dumb, I know. It's about like going out, right? I can go out and party all night, shake this ass, and get in at like 1 a.m. and then still go to work at like 5. Like that's how I'm built.
You
Javi is not like that. Javi needs to shave and be in bed by 8:30 or whatever his little routine is. And I was like, I just don't get it, Miss Therapist. And she's like, Paulina, that's because that's not you. She literally had to be like, that's him. Yeah. Like, you might function this way. And you're like, I don't get it. I was like, Javi can go to this event with me and he can still get 5 hours of sleep and he'd be fine.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He doesn't function that way.
She goes, that's you, Paulina. So like, maybe that's, as for this example, it's as simple as like, Paulina, that's just who you are. Not everybody's like that. But it's like, damn, I just don't understand how anyone could have it in their heart to literally hate or be jealous. Like, I feel like everybody that I know, or just like people in general, like have their own set of blessings that I don't understand how I cannot look in like your backyard and for a second be like, oh, I want that. Oh, why does she have that? I just don't understand.
Yeah. And I think also probably because as you're talking, I was also thinking about like how you're like an empath, right?
Yeah.
And so it's not that I'm not an empath.
You're what's the word? Empathetic.
I'm empathetic.
Yes,
right.
But you don't feel other feelings as your own.
I think another reason why I'm also not quick to just throw all my great good news out is because you don't know what other people are going through. Where you're just talking about, oh my God, I got this promotion, all this is great, and maybe they're like in a suck in their life right now. And it's like maybe they just don't, not that they're not going to be happy for you, but maybe they're just tired of hearing like all the good things and all your perfect things. Not that it's perfect, but I think other people, for example, me, right? Like a lot of people probably when I first came on the podcast, or maybe now, I don't know, probably think that I act like my shit's together and my life is perfect and I'm so put together. Let's be real. Somebody kept saying, Tati, you're so put together. You always come off as this. And like, I think that person genuinely thought I was better than people. And I'm sure many people probably thought that or got that perception of me. Because not to say I was a bragger, but I'm a very proud person of my accomplishments because I work hard. So I talk about these things, right? But I'm also learning that sometimes I don't have to talk about it all. Like if you'll see it when it happens, I don't have to talk about it because I also don't want people to get the impression that like you all have to stay updated on all the great things I'm going through if maybe you don't have that going on for yourself. I don't want to seem like I'm just throwing it in your face. And again, I feel like only people who like are low-key haters will feel that. But still, I think that's something that I'm trying to be intentional of too.
Yeah, I don't agree with you because I feel like we have to be our biggest advocates because no one's going to gas you up the way that like you are. Don't get me wrong. I also love when friends and people can also gas you up as well. Because like I do feel like a lot of times as women, we downplay our accomplishments because we don't want to seem braggy. We don't want to seem like we're better than. And I don't want to overstep by saying this. No. Maybe that's an insecurity of yours, or you have been feeling that because maybe someone told you something one day. I'm making this up, or maybe you've had a conversation about this before in the past. And I don't even know if insecurity is the word, but maybe this is something that personally, like, you know, as you just said, you're like, I've accomplished a lot.
Yeah.
I've done a lot.
Yeah.
You're proud of it.
Yeah.
I feel like somebody, and correct me if I'm wrong, somebody along the way has come and tried to dim your light a little bit on them.
Or just made me seem like a mean girl.
Because, you're not, when you're the biggest
because I'm like
accomplished.
Yeah.
And you talk about it and you're proud.
And I never want anybody to feel like I'm main character energy. Everybody only has to listen about like the good things. Like, cause like on this podcast, like this new season, like I feel like I've shared my vulnerability in 3 episodes already. Like things have not been going my way. I've been humbled, but it's like the reality of my life, right? Like things are sucking, but guess what? Like when things work out and I'm back on top, like I might talk about it. I might not, who knows? But it's like, I never want anybody to feel like me talking about my accomplishments is equivalent to me thinking I'm better than anybody, because I genuinely don't feel that.
I don't want to forget this thought. Do you feel like you talking about your accomplishments, and if that triggers me or bothers me, that says more about me, like you said earlier.
For sure.
More about
it says
me
more about you, 100%.
than about yourself.
But me being a person, who am I? Oh my God. Like, I care about how you feel. I never want you to...
Yes, Miss Empath.
I never want you to come into a space and feel like I can't sit next to you, because I feel less than, because I'm gonna feel bad. I'm not gonna change who I am, but I'm gonna feel bad.
I love that you say that because you care. You care about other people.
I think I care, but I'm not an empath, but I do care.
No, you care deeply.
I'm like, I think I'm caring more, but I think, honestly, like I really think it's just this change in the rebrand and me just taking notes from the past, and it's just like, I don't want people to get it twisted. Like, I'm a good person, I care, and I work fucking hard, and I want to brag, but I don't want people to think I'm a mean girl or I think I'm higher than other people if I brag.
Yeah, I hate that you think that, and I'm sorry, because to me it seems like somebody has, or maybe experience, not even a person, but experience that have shown you time after time that, you know, oh, people think of me as a mean girl, people think of me as this, right? Like, that hurts my heart because it's not who you are. And I'm being so fucking for real right now. Like, you are such a girl's girl. I've told you 100 times I can call you and be
for
like,
sure. And I know I am.
this right now.
Like my actions speak for it. Like, I don't need people to tell me that. Like, I know in my heart everything you're saying is true. And I appreciate that you say it back to me all the time. Like, not even on camera. You do. And I appreciate that. And I think I'm super blessed to have people in my life who speak positivity into me as well.
Yeah. I just get sad too because I feel like you're saying like, you know, I don't want it to be about me. And although I understand and I respect it and that is so nice of you, in my personal life and where I'm at, I want more of that from you and everybody around me. I want to hear about everyone's wins and what they're up to more than ever. I feel like we live in a time, in a world that is just so unpredictable, so scary half the time. Like, I'm a mom now. I see the world different. Yeah. I want to hear everyone's wins, and I will do nothing but support you, elevate you, and clap for you. And if you can't do that, then honestly, fuck you. And like, I hope you can tell that to your whoever it is that you can't feel comfortable doing that around, because you've earned everything. Like, what you have is not easy for anyone to do. And you've earned a lot. You're a hard worker. You do 100,000 things on a daily. Like, that to me is just, and you still find time for friends and family. That to me is incredible. And that goes for Marco too. Like, he's an extremely busy person, just like always working, always on the move, yet a family man, yet dedicates his time to this podcast. Like, I just feel like I want to elevate my friends so much. And my friends fucking deserve it. All you guys, everybody deserves it. And even our listeners, like, y'all fucking deserve it. Yeah. So I want more of that. I'm not less. You're saying, oh, I don't want to talk about. No. I want more.
And I do want to say, like, shout out to everybody who filled out that survey, the feedback form. Like, reading it, we really appreciated your feedback overall. But I think I truly loved, like, when people said, like, they love the authenticity of Paulina and I, and somebody said my boldness. So thank you for, like, saying that. And I think, I feel super empowered. I feel like my voice is heard. Good. I feel like we made a space. I feel like we're taking space. And no, I'm not going to change. I'm glad I got that, like, off my chest. It's not that I was changing. I think I was just being a little bit more mindful. Like, do I hold back? But guess not, motherfuckers. No, but I really appreciate you. And I think you even making this podcast, allowing us to be public, because again, hey, being on this podcast, like, we're not making up fake scenarios and stories. Like, we're actually talking about our lives. She just talked about one of the most vulnerable moments any mother, any woman could go through that she experienced. Yeah. She didn't have to share that on this podcast. We talk about being private and we talk about being secretive. Like, she had every right to just keep that private. But that's true. She's sharing this because she's hoping she could reach somebody and make them feel like, hey, however you want to announce a pregnancy and not announce a pregnancy, it's your story. This is my story. This is why I was hesitant. Like, I give all my respect to you for sharing that. Because even on this space, we are being very public with our life, but there are a lot of aspects that we're still private because balance, you know?
You gotta.
But I am very proud to say I think we come on here with our whole heart, and we are ourselves, and we don't hold back, and we're never too shy. And do you have a closing?
Yes.
Do you have your say it with your chest closing statement for this topic?
I've been waiting all episode.
We've been waiting. We set this up. Hit us with the alley-oop.
When you've been on top for so long, you can't hear the people down below.
That was such an affirmation, like me.
That's my closing statement. Okay. You know, when you've been on top, because you've been on top.
Oh,
that's why. See.
No, you definitely have. You guys are killing it. Well, we appreciate you all. I appreciate, Tati and producer Marco, per usual. I appreciate all our listeners.
Yes.
We're getting up there. I think we might have like one more now. So thank you, God. I think there's one more. We're getting a little up
Yeah.
there.
The rebrand got
Listen, like great things take time. We're enjoying the ride. Obviously, we would love to go viral for something good.
Yeah, that was cool.
But for those of you who watch us, like, thank you. Like, subscribe, comment,
Always.
share it with a
Always,
friend.
please.
Thank
do.
you.
Yes. Follow at Paulina Rowe.
At Talk with Tati.
And then at Never Too Shy Pod. So we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.